Hello and welcome to the I, your English News Bulletin. I'm Esther. The Nscn IM has stated in a press release that the foot and mouth syndrome identified with the state BJP unit in Nagaland is already giving the newly formed core committee headed by the Chief Minister of Nagaland a bad picture before the work takes off, stating that no such committee is expected to bear fruits if historical reality is not taken into account.
Given the new development is reported in the media on the formation of core committee by the Nagaland state government on Naga political issue, the Nscn has put on record that the much talked about framework agreement is not something that was signed in a hurry. It was the result of the well thought out proposal from the government of India when the Indo-Naga political talk faced deadlock-like situation as the Indian and Naga leaders took their respective stands with no meeting point when the talk touched on the core issue of solution within Indian Constitution, Indian stand, and outside the Indian Constitution, Naga stand. It was the result after going through a long series of talks when the government of India finally proposed the framework agreement as a formula of win-win solution, the release stated. Further, the Nscn put on record that significantly, the talks had revolved around the framework agreement, with both the parties cautiously taking care not to allow either side to take strategic advantage or deviation from agreement. Nscn would welcome the formation of core committee as long as there is no attempt to dilute the spirit and substance of the framework agreement as mutually agreed upon by both the Government of India and National Socialist Council of Nagaland as the final basis for Naga political solution, it informed. However, the release stated that the foot-in-mouth syndrome identified with the state BJP unit in Nagaland is already giving the core committee a bad picture before the work takes off, and no such committee is expected to bear fruits if historical reality is not taken into account. If the BJP want to solve the Naga political issue within the Indian Constitution, it is high time the BJP make its stand very clear if it takes cognizance of the Naga national movement with reference to the declaration of the Naga independence on the 14th August 1947 and the Naga plebiscite on the 16th May 1951, it stated. Further, the group reiterated that the Indo-Naga political history is marked by bloody blunder for reason of not consulting the main stakeholders and pointed out that the core committee members should not overrate themselves or outdo its role at the cost of destroying the Naga political identity that Nscn has robustly protected throughout the 2 decades of talk with the government of India. The mistakes of history should not be repeated at the hands of core committee, it stated. Further, the group claimed that some Naga intellectuals, political and public leaders, while giving interview in front of TV cameras or during live debates in Zoom, went overboard by projecting Naga history incorrectly, adding confusion in the minds of the masses. In this regard, the group stated that they are compelled to caution them to exercise restraint, lest Naga political history is distorted or cynically manipulated.